PS, I think I would like to take on first two. On page 1 of your submission, which is referring to the budget, funding and expenditure. So overall, at the end of the year, the ministry had unspent funds overall for the ministry of 54 million kwacha. So the question being, what measures have you put in place to ensure that the affected activities as a result of these unspent funds are fully implemented? Because obviously this money was meant for activities that could not be implemented because the funds were not spent. And so what measures have been put in place? And then yeah, I think we can go with that first, Chair.
Thank you. PS.
As explained, I think in the, although I explained it on the second page, this money was not unspent. This money was spent. The fact that the contractors did the work and the IPCs where the payments were raised, except that the money was not honored by Treasury. So in other words, what it means now is that we owe these contractors, but the works were done. But the payments were not honored by Treasury. Everything was raised, but it was at the end of the year, and the contractors have not been paid.
Oh, sorry, I didn't switch off. So maybe, Chair, PS can also bring up to speed the committee as at now what the status is of paying the contractors, since your submission is that the works had been done. So what is the status as at now? Because I've seen you have listed a number of activities also going page 2 and further, but what's the status in terms of release of funds from the Treasury for payment of contractors?
Okay, PS.
The status has remained the same. I think all the payments were moved to Head 21 as arrears, and we are still pursuing Treasury to make good of the payment.
It's understood. Okay. Honorable Member.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I will ask on failure to operationalize Water Development Trust Fund. In your submission, Controlling Officer, you have stated that the objective for the creation of the trust fund was to ensure that the monies in the fund should be used for development, conservation and management of water resources. We're currently sitting with close to 48 million, which has been put together from 2021 to 2024. Then you've also gone to submit that in addition, the prolonged consultations and engagements with key stakeholders on suitable modalities and sustainable sources of financing for the fund contributed to the delay in its implementation. The current status, as you have informed, the Ministry has submitted the draft Water Supply and Sanitation Bill and the Water Resources Management Bill to the Ministry of Justice to provide for the establishment of the Comprehensive Water and Sanitation Fund. Would you inform the committee? Yes, you have mentioned the status. What is the current status in relation to the draft bill that was submitted? How far? Has there been any follow-up? And kindly give evidence by showing which appendix you have been following up with the ministry. Then also, Controlling Officer, considering that the government has been disbursing funds from 2021 to 2024 to operationalize the water fund, what is the position on the operationalization of this particular fund, and what challenges is the ministry facing I submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. PS.
The first question is on the status of the acts. The acts have been submitted. They are Minds draft and have been submitted to Minister of Justice for further consideration. The follow-up letters, unfortunately, I think we don't have them, but it's something that we can submit if requested. Follow-up letters to Minister of Justice. They are not. Are they here?
Okay, PS, just hold on. Honorable Mai, you have an intervention.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. PS, like Honorable Mwamba has submitted, you are aware that this money has been sitting almost idly. 12 million 2021, 11.9 2022, 11.9 2023, 11.9 2024, coming to 47.99988. So this money was expected to be utilized, and we needed the services from this money in Chavuma as well, in Kasama as well. Now, your response, Chairman, it is clear that there is also some sort of negligence within the ministry, because you are telling this committee that realigning of this ministry was one of the major cause to operationalize this fund. So can you tell this committee really which department in your ministry, or is it Attorney General, who is at fault? Because we cannot keep money from 2021 just waiting for a signature, somebody to realign. So just be truthful, because we don't want this query to appear next year. Mr. Chairman, I submit.
Thank you, Honorable Mai. PS.
I think, like I've said, there are two acts that were put together. First, the water supply and sanitation, which was falling under local government previously, and then we had the water resources development, which was falling under the Ministry of Energy and Water Development. Both had funds, and when the ministry was put together, it meant that the ministry just wanted to have one fund for both. So there was need to reconcile these two funds, and that required that we address the issue of the acts themselves. And the process of working on the acts is a slow process. It's a consultative process, because there are other interested parties. When we talk about the fund, we are talking about other cooperating partners also putting in money, and they've got their own interest. So they want to see, some of them will just say, no, I just want to be part of water supply and sanitation. Others will only want to be part of water resources development. So we needed to harmonize that, so that all the cooperating partners are encouraged to help in putting in money in that fund. Talking about the funds being idle, we did use these funds by requesting the ST to borrow some money from these certain times to use on certain things, on account that in the next budget we pay back. So there was use of this fund. It wasn't sitting there added. Once in a while I would borrow from this fund after getting permission from ST. I submit.
Thank you, PS. Honorable Mai, and then Honorable Mwamba, and that one. You had an intervention?
Mr. Chairman, now the PS is sending the committee at sea, maybe Atlantic Ocean, which is heavy. Now, PS, you stated nicely, clearly, to say because of laws which needed to be amended. And now you are telling this committee that you have actually been borrowing these funds. And now we are worried. Was this your submission with the Auditor General, or did you submit any evidence that at this point we borrowed this money, then we paid back this money, we borrowed this money, we paid back this money? Because now we are worried this fund can be for Christmas and holidays. I submit, Mr. Chairman. And maybe which rule allowed the ministry to be borrowing this money?
Thank you, Honorable Mai. Honorable Mwamba.
Thank you, Chair. Controlling Officer, you have just given an oral submission of the use of funds, so which means your written submission is lacking some information, which you need to now add to your submission to say that funds have been used, how much, and also exactly how you have submitted, say that you got authority from the ST, where is the authorization document, how much is sitting in that account, and maybe also let us know where is this money sitting. Is there a separate account, or it actually just sits in the ministry's account? So from your oral submission, you now need to also make a written submission in line with what you have submitted to the committee. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. PS, those are the two questions from the Honorable members. Please attend to them.
On borrowing of funds, I think it is allowed once to alter in the budget once you get permission from the ST, as long as it's within the program, yeah. So the permission was sought and permission was granted. With regards to a written submission, I think we can make that submission. Thank you.
PS, your submitting at Treasury Authority was granted?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Honorable Mukumbi.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to move the PS to contracts for construction and rehabilitation of dams. And under that we have failure to recover advance payment from terminated contracts worth 12,087,713. Are you on that page? Yes? Yes. Sure. So I note your submission here, PS. You have indicated that arising from guidance from the Minister of Justice, the ministry is in the process of revising the terminated contracts. So you want to revise and probably give the same contractors these contracts. I hope that is what you meant in your submission here. So we have issues here. You are stating that this particular contract was terminated due to underperformance. Again, in your submission, you are saying it's not underperformance, probably it was due to discrepancies in the contractual agreements. So first, which is which there? So that we pick one line of thought. I submit, Chair. I'll come back to him.
Thank you, Honorable Nkumbi. PS, quickly clarify.
I think, as stated in my response, the cause is that there was an anomaly in the contract. It was a number of contracts, and the contract, in the contract form, it was stated that the contract completion period was 12 months after signing. But then when you go to the special conditions of the contract, it was indicated, I think, hopefully wrongly, that the commencement of the contract was 12 months after signing. So that anomaly created a bit of a problem for us, because the termination of a contract, legal point of view, the legal opinion given was that the termination was done before the contract was effective. So that puts us in a bit of a problem. That's why it was advised that maybe we should consider dealing with this amicably. It doesn't really mean that the contract will be revised. It depends on the discussion that we're going to have with the contractors.
So, are you?
Yes.
Just kindly confirm that these terminations were not as a result of a poor performance, no?
Yes.
At the time of execution of the contract, our understanding both was that the contract was effective, and for us it was poor performance. That I can categorically say. But the challenge is it's a legal technicality. That's where the problem is.
PS order. What is your submission? You are making two submissions. What are you saying? Is it because of discrepancies or performance? Can you make a submission? Yes.
The submission is that first let me just read the actual. What is this? Is failure to recover. This is failure to recover advance payments, or is it advance payments? Okay. Yeah. So the submission is that the failure to recover advance payment is as a result of the fact that we want to have an amicable conclusion to the contract with the contractor. And the reason for that is because of the issues of the contract.
Honorable Mukumbi.
Not very clear, Chair. So, you were supposed to have a meeting with these contractors on the 17th of November, which I believe was today is 21st. So this meeting was held, I believe. What is the outcome of this meeting? Are you giving the same contractors? If you are giving them back their contracts, what conditions are they? Will there be new conditions, or it will be the same old conditions? Because if there are new conditions, then government stands to lose both ways. I hope you understand where I'm going. So kindly explain on that one.
PS, just hold on. Honorable Umai.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. PS, allow me to add on the questions by Honorable Mukumbi. Considering, PS, that you yourself as a ministry, you had written to the insurance companies, okay, to hoot the encashment of advance payment bonds. You know the risks which come with re-engaging these same contractors. So, before engaging these contractors, before signing these contracts, did you have clearance from the Office of the Attorney General? And are you looking at the risks which you are putting in government? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Umai. PS.
Regarding the
meeting, was it held?
Oh, yes, the meetings have started to be, because I wasn't the one in the meeting, so I'm yet to get a report on the meeting, but the meetings have started. So that I can confirm.
PS. Okay, you make your submission.
Then the contracts, the area contracts were cleared by AG. Like I mentioned, the discussions which are going now, it's an amicable arrangement that we want to go to. I can't confirm whether we're giving them a contract or not. It's a question of what are we going to agree on, so that we don't take each other to court. Thank you.
Thank you, PS. PS, where's the clearance, written clearance by the Attorney General, and was this shown to the auditors during audit?
Is that on the area contracts?
Yes.
The ones which are in question?
Yes.
Yes, I think we can submit that.
I'm not saying you can submit. I'm saying, did you show the auditors this clearance? Because it's not part of your submission. Because we want to understand how the Office of the Attorney General can approve such contracts.
The auditors didn't ask about the clearance, so I'm assuming they saw the clearance.
Okay, thank you, PS. AG, are you able to get? Okay. Okay, as we wait for AG, Honorable Mwina. Then...
Thank you very much, Chair. I think that the source of this problem is the contradictions in the contract terms regarding when to commence, where one says commence and complete within 12 months of signing, the other one, the contract will start 1 year after. Now we are dealing with four different contractors here, and they are all different, but we seem to be looking for a solution, one solution to deal with all the four. But I think that as you have submitted here, you had issues with non-performance. Now, given this confusion of when the contract should start or when it should be terminated, could you update the committee? When did these contractors actually start working? Did they all wait until 1 year after signing, or did they commence after signing? When did they start performing these contractors? I submit.
Thank you, Honorable Mwina. Honorable Mukumbi.
Thank you.
PS, please take note of those questions.
Yeah. So, PS, we have to be very clear here. The issue here is failure to recover advance payments. So, we have four companies here, said by Honorable Mwina. GNM was paid 3 million, 3.2 million. Brenham was paid 2.6. Mirex, I think, 2.2. Total is 12. And you are worried of court issues. What court issues? These were paid. They were paid. And they have not performed. So, who is at loss here? Is it them or the government? I think that's where we need to leverage on. So, why are you worried of court cases and not recovering this money? Either through their insurance companies or through themselves paying back, if they never performed any tasks. Chair, submit.
Thank you, Honorable Mukumbi. PS.
In terms of when the contractors actually started work, the understanding when we all started this was that the contract started immediately after signing the contract. So the works immediately started. That was the understanding. This issue of 12 months in the special conditions came about later. Now, so that was the understanding there. On why we are worried about the court cases is that when these matters are taken to AG, to Attorney General, the opinion of the Attorney General, usually they look at the case. If this case is taken to court, are we going to win or are we going to lose? So when they see it's a weak case, we'll end up still losing. So I think the whole idea here was just to follow the opinion of the Attorney General, considering that if these people went to court, they will say that we terminated the contracts outside the contract.
Thank you, PS. AG, do you have any guidance?
Thank you, Chair. During the audit, clearances from Attorney General were not provided, so we couldn't verify them. Thank you.
PS, so that's the issue that we wanted to understand, how Attorney General's office can give clearance for defective contracts when it's their job to guide the ministry. So the fact that those clearances were unavailable during audit is even a problem for the committee. Honorable Lacson, you had an intervention?
Yes, sir. On the same issue, the same 4 companies, there is an amount of about 5.881 million on final accounts. Yeah, how do you intend to recover the 5.881022 million on? It's on the failure to recover amounts.
So I think the issue here still comes to the same thing of the fact that we are trying to resolve this amicably. So the idea is that during the discussion we are going to discuss how we're going to resolve this.
PS. Okay, you, Honorable Mukumbi.
Yes, these contracts were awarded in May 2023. 2024, 2025, 2 years down the line. They were terminated somewhere in 2024. And that's when we are entering into discussions. Why the lapse of time? Why did we go to sleep until, auditors came in and picked the matter? What was going on in the ministry? Because you can't, 2023, and you are discussing the matter only on the 17th of 2025, 2 years down the line. Probably you are not the controlling officer by then, there was somebody else, maybe, but you are there. So explain why this laxity from our people that were there. You can be assisted by those that were there in the ministry. It is those from procurement if they are here. They can assist you answer this question. Chair, submit.
Thank you, Honorable Mukumbi. Honorable Umai, you had some?
Yeah, just like Honorable Mukumbi has stated, PS, you are trying your best to answer to these queries based on what you found on paper. But the committee is at pains because the meetings you are trying to have now, they are being a reaction to audit queries, because these meetings should have taken place before this audit. And Mr. Chairman, I heard the PS saying he's not part of the meetings, you're waiting for a report. So I thought the PS was supposed to be at the center to manage the ministry. So if he's waiting for reports by other people who are sitting somewhere, who are these people, PS, if it is not you? I submit, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Umai. PS, who are those from procurement to assist the PS? Are they with you there?
Yes,
you were there?
yes, they are here, but I wanted to comment on the fact that PSs should be at the center of this. I think maybe the honorables need to take note that the PS is the chair of the MPC, the Ministry of Procurement Committee. So if you start participating in these meetings, then it gets complicated, because at the same time you are the one to approve. So you need to get a report so that then you are able to stand there and approve or not approve. The other question was why? Oh, why now? I think, like I said, this the complication in the contract because of you look at 1 year starting 1 year later, I think has made this problem drag on for a long time, longer than necessary. But I think the ministry is on top of it, is going to take care of it. Thank you.
The Honorable Lungu's question: how do you intend to recover?
I think I did mention that that's why the efforts we are making to see amicably resolve this issue. All those issues are going to be tabled.
Okay. So PS, I mean, this issue appears that the ministry is dragging its feet. That's the feeling we're getting. These meetings were not supposed to be this recent, after the audit. They're after the fact. So why does it seem them, even if you add 1 year to the time of signing, you're still, it's not a priority. It does not appear to be a priority for the ministry. Why is this the case?
It is a priority for the ministry. There are like many priorities that we have. I think there are many things that are to be considered. I think if you look at this issue, we've had a number of meetings with the AG team, and it's not easy to bring the AG team together. Just to get their time, I think, can take you quite a long time as well. I think we've been grappling with this for quite a while, and it hasn't been quite easy to. So actually, we prioritize it very much because we want it out of our way. Thank you.
Okay, Honorable Mwila, then Honorable Mukumbi, that order.
Thank you. I heard the PS in your submission oral that you have since received the. Just confirm that you have since received the legal opinion from the Minister of Justice. I think I heard you in that submission. So when did you when did that legal opinion come from the Minister of Justice, and what is it saying? Because I'm sure it will then inform your negotiations, the discussions that you are having now with these contractors. I submit.
Thank you, Chair. Can I go ahead?
Please,
Sure.
PS, I hope you are taking note of this.
Yes, we are still discussing dams here because of their importance to mankind and our animals out there in our constituencies. Just like the Chair stated, 12th May 2023. Even after a year, it will still be 12th May 2024. Start date, or whichever. From there, nothing is done until 17th of August. Sorry, 17th of November, which is some 2-3 days ago. You are being reactive. The whole amount here is totaling 223 million for the 22 dams that were supposed to be done. What is the status of the other dams? Because we are just discussing the 4, we don't know what has happened to the other. But when I go through all your pages, it's like nothing was ever done. Nothing was ever done. Probably that's why the ministry has been dragging to handle this. What is the status of the other dams? I submit, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mukumbi. PS, please respond.
On the legal opinion, the legal opinion that we've received is there are these 4 dams, and then there are 6 dams which we wanted to extend the contracts. Those were not terminated. So the legal opinion that we've received, it's actually not a legal opinion, but the clearance, yeah, it's a legal opinion, clearance of the addendums for extension.
PS, your mic, can you turn off your mic? Honorable Member.
Chair, the controlling officer keeps referring to legal opinion, which only he is privy to. Is he able to share with this committee the legal opinion so that we know which appendix it is, and you give reference so that we all sail on the same page? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Mai, is it related?
I want to concur with Honorable Member Chairman, because only the failure to extend advance payment guarantees and performance bonds on the 6 companies. The response is that there was a delay to get clearance from Attorney General. But Chairman, this query is arising from the August to December 2024 regarding the 6 companies. These being Construction for Africa, which is doing a dam in Siavonga, Rubyways Enterprise doing a dam in Pemba, Sebo Transport doing a dam in Kasenengwa, Reliance Limited doing a dam in Pemba, Creative Team Construction doing a dam in Chisutu in Chikankata, and Visha Supply Limited in Zimba. So that clearance from the Attorney General, is it referring to the query I'm from reading to you, or it is referring to the query failure to recover advance payments from terminated contracts? So that clearance, it is talking to which matter here?
Thank you, honorable members. PS, do you have the legal opinion that you're referring to?
Yes, like I mentioned, we received it today, so it's not part of the appendices, but we have it here.
It was delivered today from AG's office?
From AG's office, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secretariat, we can make copies and give it to Auditor General. You can proceed.
Then I think there's a question on the status of other dams. The status of other dams. Page 4. Yeah, on page 4 of the report, so here we're saying the delay to implement the 12 dams out of the 28 dams was largely due to non-responsive tender to procure contractors for the construction of the dams. I think there is a appendix 4 there, which shows the cancellation of the process. Action taken: the ministry has since incorporated the 12 dams in the program of design, construction, and rehabilitation of 60 dams in the 5 drought-prone provinces approved by cabinet under cabinet memo. That status. Due to budget constraints, 9 dams have been procured and the works have since commenced. So what we are saying here is that the tender that was sent out for the dams failed. For some, it failed. I can't now remember. I'll need to get the results, but it failed. Yeah.
PS, have you finished your submission?
I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Mai, you had a follow-up?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I would want maybe the PS to tell the committee the status of the 6 contracts, the ones I just mentioned. The status of the 6 contracts, what is the position on these expired advance payments, guarantees, and taking in mind that the risk to government is very huge. Mr. Chairman, I've taken a note of appendix number 8. The committee has been referred to. This is a meeting, I think, called by Engineer Ramas Kamanga. That was on 29th October 2025, after the audit was done in your ministry. So appendix number 8, the committee may take it as just a cover-up for Public Accounts Committee, not for corrective measures, Mr. Chairman. So tell us what is the position on these advance payments, so that the committee is aware, and also why is your ministry being reactive to audit report than being proactive. I submit to Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Mai. PS.
The status of the 6 contracts is that, like I said, we have, first I must say that the extension of the securities, that advance payment guarantee and the performance bond, we're awaiting the signing of the addendums, and the addendums were delayed because of the waiting for the legal opinion from AG. So we've received the legal opinion from AG, and we are going to sign the addendums and then tell the contractors to extend the advance payment guarantees and the performance bonds. Sorry.
Okay, Honorable Mai.
Mr. Chairman, considering that the expiry of these 6 contracts took place from August to December 2025, and communication from the Office of Attorney General is today, you are saying you have received it today. Mr. Chairman, is it possible that the controlling officer can tell this committee when this communication was done? Because here now the committee may think it's the Office of the Attorney General which is delaying responding to your your communications. Today, Mr. Chairman, is December. The expiry was also December 2024. This is November 2025. So would want to understand, looking at the period, Mr. Chairman, August 2024 to November 2025. In between here, your position is that the delayment has been from the Office of the Attorney General. So do you have any document to show when you wrote it to Attorney General and for them to respond to you today when you are appearing before Public Accounts Committee? I submit, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Mai. And just some additional information. This legal opinion from the Office of the Attorney General refers to your letter dated 15th September 2025. So again, the committee is concerned why the ministry is taking 1 year to attend to this issue. It all seems to be a reactive position from the audit, which is by all means really unacceptable. PS, are you able to clarify that? Honorable Miller.
Thank you, Chair. I think in addition, the committee would like to find out, so these contracts, as they were assigned and being managed, is there assigned a contract manager? And if that contract manager is here, we would like to hear from them what they've been doing to manage these contracts. I submit, Chair.
Honorable Lungu, you have an intervention?
Thank you, Chair. PS, 4 companies, non-performers. Which criteria did you use to give contracts to these companies which terribly failed the Zambian people? Our committee in our various constituencies, we are there in need of these dams. Now we are giving out the contracts to people that underperformed. What is your ministry doing? Or maybe procurement can come forward to maybe tell this committee that going forward they will not repeat this mistake, because our people are there in need of these dams. Even my people in my constituency, Kapoche, as I'm talking to you, they need dams like no man's business. Yet you are giving to these companies, I don't know where you gotten them, that are failing the Zambian people. So going forward, what measures are you putting in place such that our Zambian people are not being deprived with these developments that are needed like no man's business? I submit here.
PS, if you need someone to help you, please, by all means, call them to come and sit.
On the periods, I think maybe I'll ask director to ask someone to clarify on the periods. Director, maybe who can clarify?
Thank you, Chair. In this case, I will ask Assistant Director, Engineer Chomba, to respond to the period, maybe to explain the lapses as the questions arose from the honorable members on the lapses.
Yes, Honorable Miller.
As he is coming, was he the contract manager for these contracts?
The PS?
Each contract had its own contract manager, and that's why I think we have the provincial officers who are the contract managers. Thank you.
Okay, Engineer?
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. On the, I believe the question is on the...
Could you be loud?
I believe the question is on the time it has taken for the ministry to respond. As it was stated in the PS's submission, that the contract had a clause of 1 year after the start date. After signing, the start date is 1 year after signing. So that and the guidance from Attorney General that the period of the contract be extended based on that clause. So it meant that the contracts started, or first of all, I would say the contracts were 1 year contracts, and because of that clause, the contract started after 1 year, so which made that the contract was now a 2-year contract. So the contracts were to expire in 2025, and the ministry believed that the contracts were in progress up to 2020, August, September 2025, depending on the date the contract is started. So that period, it was believed that the contracts were still running, and
your engineer, sorry, engineer?
Yes.
Engineer who?
Chomba.
Engineer Chomba, I think you're confusing the committee now with your submission of the contracts running from 1 year to now 2 years. You may need to clarify what you're saying. Honorable Wheeler, you can click the mic.
I think that, yeah, as you have put it, Chair, we've been flowing, especially with these 4 contracts. I earlier asked for the PS to clarify, and the PS made it clear that it was the ministry's understanding, together with the contractors, that the commencement was soon after signing, and that's when they actually started. So when you are saying that the ministry was thinking it's now 2 years, you are actually undoing what the PS has put on record. So then I would also like to ask, I think which contracts did you manage, Engineer Chomba, of these 4?
Could you please speak to the chair and switch on your mic?
It was all of them. I participated in the management of all of them. Yeah, but there are the specific contract managers.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Mwina.
Okay, so I think don't wear a bigger size coat which will not fit you. We want to deal with the contract managers. You may have participated in all of them, but we want to speak to each of these who manage the contracts, because the question is, when was this anomaly? You as a ministry raised the issue of non-performance, which is on record, and because of that you were heading towards termination because of non-performance. So at what point was this anomaly of commencement, between 12 months after signing or 1 year after signing? At what point did the ministry realize that there was this problem? If you participated in managing all the contracts, did you notice that there is this problem right from the beginning, that there is this problem of when the contract should commence, and what action did you take to correct this problem?
And please, you are guided to withdraw your statement, which is misleading, unless if you are making a new submission to override your controlling officer, because what is given is a written submission before this committee, but what you are introducing as 2 years, you are guided to withdraw it. You can proceed.
With your guidance, Chair, I withdraw the statement.
Thank you. And there's a question from Honorable Mwina there. You would want the question to be repeated?
Yes, I would want it to be repeated.
Take some water. Take some water.
So the question I was asking.
Get him water. PS, maybe, did you hear Honorable Mwina's question? Are you available to attend to it? Please, PS.
Yes, like I said, from the beginning, I think the understanding was that the contract had commenced, because these contracts were together with the other 6 which we are extending, except that the other 6 were performing, but these were terminated on the basis that they were not performing. So in all these contracts, that clause was a challenge, that challenge of 12 months. So in the process of how to deal with the contracts, that's when we started engaging with it was almost towards probably it was already after the contract managers will clarify. Towards the end, when we were trying to get legal opinion because of the contracts and the extension and other things. And it was during that process of engaging with the AG that it was discovered that there was this clause. And then we were advised that if we look at this, because that was before the period which we are talking about, September, August. So we were advised that these contracts are actually still valid. And that's when now we ended up with this challenge. So it was during that process of engaging with AG that it was actually discovered by personnel from AG that there is this problem, and they advised that these contracts are actually still valid, when actually we thought they had actually expired. Yeah.
Thank you, PS. PS, the committee is struggling to believe that in the first instance these contracts on signing were approved by Attorney General. We are struggling to believe that, because the Office of the Attorney General is expected to exercise due diligence as they guide the ministry, and as a time of audit, the auditors didn't find this approval. So perhaps we can be guided why this approval from AG was not undertaken. And if it was undertaken, where was it during audit? You can get guided. You can proceed.
Yes, I think personally I'm not aware that there is no approval from Auditor General. So
Attorney General.
Attorney General. So Attorney General. Okay, it has taken me aback because it's not cited in the audit report that there was no. The ages clearance was not found. So it presents a new problem because we could have come with a letter if we saw that there was that concern in the Auditor General's report.
Okay.
So now we don't have it, so it means that, yeah.
PS, and just one more thing on this approval from the Minister of Justice, Attorney General. 2 companies are missing. There's Construction for Africa. That's for the construction of Siakalinda Dam in Siavonga. Then Sebo Transport. That's construction of Kawawa Dam in Kasenengwa. Any special reason why they are missing? From this legal opinion?
I understand that two contractors are missing. I think I'll ask my colleague to help, but I can talk about one. One of the contractors, towards the end of last year, I think we had, because it's a large dam, and there was an emergency because it was about to be swept away by the floods. So we expedited its approval at an earlier stage because of what transpired, and that one is. But maybe Mr. Chomba, you can assist me on the other dam.
Okay, yes, Engineer Chomba.
Okay, thank you very much. For Kawawa Dam, done by Sebo Construction, it was submitted separately from the other 6. Yeah, so it is being processed differently. That's why it is not appearing on this opinion from Attorney General that has come today.
Any special reason why it's being processed separate?
The submission, of course, it was submitted separately because it had another a variation of scope. Because practically the dam was completed, but there was a damage that occurred during the last rain season. It occurred, so there was an extra scope that was introduced into the project. So that one was submitted before the extension of time was for the other 6 contracts. So that's why it is on its own, other than the other 6.
Okay. PS, I think lastly we just wanted to find out on the 6 contractors who failed to commence works despite being paid amounts totaling 17 million kwacha in 2023. Is there any reason? The 6 contractors who failed to commence works despite having been paid advance payment amounting to 17 million in 2023. Which is on water and supply. Water supply and sanitation.
Okay. Still confusing with the dams. Okay. Yes, the contractors, the various contractors, like I explained in my submission, most of them didn't move to site, and despite reminders, and we terminated the contracts. Some of them we are retendering, some of them have decided to go to court, and the cases are under litigation.
Okay, thank you, PS. Is it okay? Honorable Lungu, you have an intervention. Then I'll ask. You can proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. PS, I believe when you give a contract to a company, advance payment is supposed to be given when the contractor has gone on site. Now you are telling this committee that on a submission, the contractors, some of these contractors were, after being paid, they never moved to the site. Why is it that you paid some of these contractors before they moved on site? I submit. Yeah.
Thank you. And just to add, PS, is it a coincidence that 06 failed? How was this procurement done? That 06 of these paid 17 million, all of them failed to commence works. And Honorable Mkumbi.
Sure, Chair. Delayed completion of projects. That's where we are, I guess. Chair, there were 76 projects, of which only 27 were completed. 12 terminated, 37 contracts had not been completed. Surely, what was going on in the procurement system of this ministry? Were you evaluating these companies? Were you doing due diligence on these companies? Or you just invited people to come from all walks of life and started giving them contracts? Because the failure rate, Chair, is just too high here in these contracts. Something was going on in the ministry which probably you can shed more light on. Chair, that's my last intervention. Thank you.
Thank you. And where are the procurement officers? Where are they? Let them come and explain. Let them come. There's someone at seat. Come and explain why you are awarding contracts to people who are failing to perform.
Through the chair.
Please proceed.
Through PS. Yes, these contractors were engaged through the normal procurement process. It is a process that was competitive, and at the end of the day, these contractors were awarded. But as a ministry also, it's something that is really affecting us in terms of the failure rate, and we are trying to do everything possible to ensure that this doesn't reoccur. But the truth is that the engagement was properly done, but where we failed, I think, as a ministry, is on contract management. I submit.
Thank you, Procurement. PS, you want to add? And by the way, just to say that some contractors were not even appearing on site, so I don't know how that is to do with contract management. PS, you can make a submission.
I think as a ministry we are taking steps to this in future, in the sense that we've come up with a number of things in terms of procurement. One of them being that maybe the class of the contractors from NCC should be raised, because when you put it so low, you have every person coming in, and then they distort the procurement process. But if you are stringent on the class, it eliminates a lot of people from the system, although you get a backlash, but it eliminates a lot of people, and then you remain with credible contractors.
Thank you for submission, please. Honorable Umai.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if the PS is feeling the same pain as this committee, because, Mr. Chairman, this was in 2023. 17 million kwacha paid. Mr. Chairman, Staff Cut Enterprises Limited received 2,085,848. He has never gone on site. The other contractor, his name is not even recorded here, received 735,550, never went on site. Nande Venture Limited received 2.667,004, never went on site. Another contractor received 2.460 million, never went on site. Another company, Mr. Chairman, Capricorn Innovation Limited, received 2.5 million, never went on site. Another company received 2.267 million, never went on site. Now all these companies, 1.4, Mr. Chairman, this money was received in 2023. And looking at the economy of our country and the need for this money, Ministry of Finance, Zambia Revenue Authority, and other agencies spend a lot of time to mobilize this money for this country. But here we have officers who can willingly give out this money and they go home and sit freely. And in the submission by the PS, I have not seen anywhere where this committee has been informed that maybe 2 contractors were reported to the Zambia police and they were arrested. Life has continued. And now today, PS, you are saying going forward, maybe we should start dealing with credible contractors. Now, your officers who have escorted you and ourselves, we wait for a salary. And somebody can just get a 2.5 million quietly from 2023 up to date. No police, no DEC, no anti-corruption, no nothing. And the life continues. So why do we have this situation? Is it your submission that Zambia Police, DC, ACC, they are also disappointing your ministry? Why are we having this problem in our country? I submit, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Umai. And PS, I'm sure you can see the concerns of the committee, and this situation seems to be peculiar only to your ministry of the high failure rate. Maybe you may comment on what the honorable members raised.
I think maybe just to start with, let me comment on the advance payment. The advance payment is paid before the contractor goes to site because it's meant to help them mobilize. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes, Honorable.
PS, your citizens all over the country, they are listening to you. What we are saying is you paid these advance payments. You found these contractors, you gave them advance payments, but they never went on site. So now, in your responses here, there is nowhere where you have told this committee that actually we reported this matter to police, we reported this matter to, to any security department in this country. But from 2023 up to now, the response we are now getting is going forward. We'll start dealing with credible contractors. So, what measures have you taken so that we can recover this money and also maybe these contractors are blacklisted? Because it's not normal, Mr. Chairman. You get a 2.5 million kwacha. When me, I'm waiting for a salary at the month end, someone gets a 2.5 million kwacha, goes quietly. And now we are being told, going forward, we'll start looking for credible contractors. So why is it happening like this in your ministry? I submit, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable. My PS.
Chair, just to add on.
Just wait. Speak to the chair. Just wait. You can proceed. You can proceed, Honorable Lungu, but you speak through the chair.
Yeah, that's why I said the chair. Maybe
Yes,
chair, just to add on.
Okay, please proceed.
Yeah, it's an issue of at the time that these contracts were being given, or maybe do you have legal team at the ministry? At what stage did you notice that having paid these contractors, they haven't gone to the site? How long did it take? And where was legal? What is it that they were doing? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Lungu. PS.
Okay, the issue of advance payment, I think I was responding to Honorable Lungu. Now, when you look at the submission, you find that in the submission we've talked about the number of warning letters that were sent to the contractors. So I think maybe those are they are in their appendices. And also we've talked about the fact that we did try to encash these the securities, and unfortunately we didn't get any favors from the insurance companies where they got these bonds. So that effort was made, and hence the reason that we engaged legal to help us get these monies, and also we've reported the insurance companies themselves to the pensions and insurance is it association? Authority, yes, authority. So those are some of the efforts we've made, but unfortunately most of them have rushed to court. Some of them you find they've rushed to court. So that has put us in a bit of an awkward position, because we need to complete the court processes before we can take any further action. Thank you so much.
PS, thank you for submission. Honorable Mira, this is quite, an unfortunate situation. Honorable Mira.
Yes, Chair, I think before I make my other comment, the PS has mentioned that efforts to encash these could not succeed with the various insurance companies, those who issued the bond. So before I go any further, could you inform the committee why? Maybe if you can remember all of them, or one or two, why they refused to honor the encashments?
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. PS, why did the insurance companies refuse to honor the encashment of the performance bonds?
I don't think they refuse to own. I think maybe they are just not able to. But what I'll do is I'll ask Director Water Supply and Sanitation to chip in just to give some accurate information.
Thank you. Director Water Supply and Sanitation.
Thank you, Chair. I think the scenario, the way it has happened is that after the demands were issued for encashment, the insurance companies were coming up with their own various reasons why they could not pay out. Some of them even offering to find money to do the works. But I think that was not a contractual matter. Now again, moving forward, to add on to what the PS has mentioned, apart from reporting these insurance companies to the their association, we also engaged the Attorney General's chambers. So the legal team from there has actually also taken up the matter, and also to satisfy themselves, they actually undertook some inspections where these contractors were supposed to have been executing their works. So that from a legal point of view, they also satisfy themselves on the status of what we had reported. And there's, I think, a department at Attorney General's chambers that deals with debt recovery. So these matters are still very active. We take note of, I think, the honorable member's submission that we probably haven't reported to any security wings, but we thought we would also take them on a contractual stage by stage. So the Attorney General's chambers has been engaged. Then I think steps from then will be advised, but the legal office there is working on these matters. I submit, Chair.
Okay, Director, thank you for submission. Honorable Mwila.
Chair, I think we have a very big problem in the ministry. PS, your procurement team leaves much to be desired. I think we have prolonged discussing this, and the conclusion I can make is that the source of all these problems is the procurement. Because look, when you ask, first of all, 25% advance payment is not even a must unless the contractor just opts. But when you are signing, they demonstrate capacity to perform, and they not wait to mobilize until they are given that 25%. But if someone hesitates to mobilize, take possession of site, waiting for payment of 25%, just know that we are going into problems with this contractor. So the procurement people must be alert to understand the person they are giving, have they demonstrated capacity. And even before you pay the 25%, they present the guarantee. And it's the procurement people to confirm that this insurance A, B, and C, can you confirm that you have issued this performance guarantee to this contractor? They have to confirm. So that all happens within the procurement team. Now, if when you encounter problems, you go to encash and the insurer and have not gotten a satisfactory response actually why they were refusing to encash. If when you have to encash they simply refuse, then we have a very big problem. This is actually a procurement fraud, because they are risking their business first of all, and I wonder which business can risk continuity for simply failing to honor that which they committed. So for me, PS, I think that your procurement team is a big letdown in all this. We should not be sitting here to discuss performance of the contracts. If the procurement had done their work right from the beginning, from tendering, preparing the contracts, because these contracts that we have seen even problems with commencement date, you take to AG, Attorney General, just to review. The source of drafting this is within your team, your procurement, your users, and your legal team. So if there's all these problems, I think that we have a very big problem, and I don't think we even find answers, because even the answers, the way they are coming from different people in a very conservative manner, trying not to unleash a lot that we can be informed and find out what the problem is, because we are here to also want to help. How can we help iron out these challenges that the ministry is facing? So, Chair, I think it's not even a question, it's just to make my assessment of what is going on. There's a very big problem with the procurement in this ministry, and if we don't address those issues, you keep coming to this committee with non-performance, simply because the beginning of all this is not up to date with competency, I should say. Yeah, thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mwila. PS, I'm sure you can see the committee laboring, and there are a lot of issues in your ministry. Not the first time that your ministry is appearing here on issues to do with procurement. It's not the first time. So we are well aware now that it seems to be something that is endemic, but sufficient to say PS issues to do with contract management. I don't know what the issue is there, why we are failing to manage contracts, and you know, why this is spread over to the provinces, and also issues to do with a high rate of performance failure by contractors is a source of concern to the committee. So I do hope that some of these issues should be looked at. The committee will make its recommendations accordingly, but we remain disappointed with this high rate of failure in terms of contract management. 17 million kwacha is a lot of money to have been paid off to non-performing, and you know that the water situation remains critical. You know, just today in the House a lot of issues were raised around water in Chinsali, water where, and so it's very, very important that as controlling officer you take charge of what is happening in procurement, but sufficient to say we thank you for this interaction before this committee. Immunity is lifted accordingly, and we do wish you well as you go back to your office. What you say after here, you have no immunity outside, so you're on your own. What you do, you're on your own. Procurement will not allow you to respond to anything. Your report speaks for itself. It's a terrible report, so we need not to labor to engage on such a report. It's in terms of audit queries, it's an unacceptable report, so we hope to see improvements, but we'll make our own recommendations accordingly. We thank you most sincerely and wish you well.
Thank you, Chair. And
engineered and mixes.
Abafyafuka nomba fide fyo kusela naka lifestyle feka fide kusela pursuing ka life kakufyalo fya mpepo just wish me well ole kentam pepo kuli wedi mukalale mulimvia gana ya promise kuba sincere no game zamano kufyonkonkele ngachibe otherwise we sonkonkele ikakosa bate tinch tekea kozuku mono letula te tinch tepea apa the guilty I think the